Hey, it's a new day, and I want us to focus on having blind vision. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but I want us to have blind vision. I want us to focus on what typically isn't seen. If you think about someone that is visually impaired, they may not be able to physically see or see the way that the average person may see. But what happens is that their other senses heighten, their sense of touch, their sense of hearing, their sense of smell, it heightens. So I want us to focus on what I'm just gonna refer to as blind vision. There's things that we don't see that make the difference, that make that impact. And it could be something that benefits us, or it could be something that goes against our growth. Remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker, so I'm gonna just share a few things. Like we listen to music. I love music. But if I were to put on some headphones for an hour and listen to music, I may not think much about it. Now, this definitely is a negative impact. But having headphones on for over an hour, I'm enjoying my music. But what I don't know is that the bacteria that is within my ear, it multiplies 700 times. I'm gonna say that again. Having on headphones on my ears for an hour multiplies the bacteria 700 times. Once again, blind vision. There's things that we don't see that are making an impact on us, or there's things that we may do behind the scenes, and some of us only see the results. We only see the outcome. So we need to focus and we need to implement what I'm going to refer to as blind vision. Yesterday marked my 400 days of Arise and Grind. I may not have gone to the gym every day, maybe 4 to 5 times a week, but one thing that I have done every single day for the last 400 days was run a mile. And I kind of adopted that concept from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. What small change can I do on a daily basis to improve myself? And even as I read through that book, I thought more of blind vision. This was a true event, but it dealt with Great Britain, and I believe that they had not won in the Tour de France in over 100 years. So they brought in some type of development coach, and he had blind vision. He focused on things that were typically not seen. The average person may just focus on the bike or having the best bike or the best equipment, but he focused on the other scene. He had the other components. He had blind visions. For example, would you believe that he brought in a surgeon to show the athletes the best way to wash their hands so they can minimize the spread of germs, so they could be in optimum health condition? He painted the interior of the truck where they transported the bikes. He painted the interior white. And we're thinking, why? It's gonna get dirty. That's the point. He wanted to make sure that if it was white, that they kept it as clean as possible to minimize the amount of dust that may get in the bike chain and the specks of this and that. He was that focused on having blind vision, focusing on all the small things, all the small deficiencies, or just what the average person wasn't looking at. He focused on the pillows that the bike riders used. He focused on the type of massage gels and everything to make sure that they were comfortable, to make sure that, once again, with the pillows and the mattresses, that they had optimal sleep. He had blind vision. He focused on what happened behind the scenes to make that premium athlete. And within a few years, they went on to win dozens and dozens of gold medals with the Tour de France, right? So once again, we're focusing on having blind vision. What are the areas of life that we should be focusing on? Because when we don't focus on those, maybe that's the reason why we're not achieving what we want to achieve. I'll give this last example. If I were to look at a barcode, almost anything that we purchase has a barcode. But what the barcode scanner actually focuses on, it focuses on that white space in between the black lines. I gotta say that again. A barcode that's used to identify objects that we purchase. I was just looking for something like this right here, a barcode. The scanner is not focusing on the black lines. It's focusing on the white space that's in between the line. That's what allows that device to identify what the object is. If I'm at a store, and I scan something, it's scanning the white space in between. It identifies what that object is, and it tells the machine what the value of that object really is. So sometimes we don't know our value, or those around us may not know the value because they're not even aware of those white spaces. Sometimes we're not aware of those spaces. We're not aware of the value, I should say, of those spaces. They're not aware of the value of those spaces. So I want us to focus on having blind vision. Remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. Have an amazing day.